Hey guys, it's Sharon of Dan and Sharon and How We Roll. I wanted to talk to you guys about a couple of Dan's health issues today and about malignant hyperthermia. And as I've mentioned before, Dan doesn't really always enjoy hearing all that again, so you guys are kind of stuck with me on this one. Malignant hyperthermia, as we've mentioned before, is a genetic disorder. Not an allergy per se, but a symptom of it is a sensitivity to general anesthetic. So the kind of anesthesia you would get if you go into the hospital and have almost any kind of surgery. One of them is an injected thing, it's a muscle relaxant, and then the rest, for the most part, are inhaled anesthetics, the gas that you may get in an operating room. We have been aware of it. All three of our kids have a very, very mild form of muscular dystrophy called central cord disease. Central cord disease is genetically linked to malignant hyperthermia. Our oldest was diagnosed at 16 with central cord disease, and one of the questions we were asked was, has Bob ever reacted badly to general anesthesia? And actually he had, and we never connected the two things. When he was 3 years old, he had a very minor super routine procedure done, and he had a very similar type of the 3-year-old reaction to what Dan had. Luckily, they were aware of it. They caught it really fast, and he has no lasting effects from it. So we were aware of it. There's a very small percentage of the population that may have the genetic marker and the sensitivity and not be aware of it. Generally speaking, if you're aware you have it, there's really no reason to get it. There are educational materials and bracelets and necklaces and making all of your doctors aware. There's a lot of different ways you can actually prevent getting it. One of those ways is through the Malignant Hyperthermia Association of the United States, or MHAUS. There's a link down in the comments so you guys can go check them out. They put out a lot of literature. One of them is this newsletter called The Communicator, which we just got, which contains a lot of information about other people, about what reactions. This headline says, OR team leverages teamwork to save the life of a patient with malignant hyperthermia. So you can read about other people's experiences and learn that way. My favorite section of this newsletter, is newly published MH literature. And this is big because it is really hard to find information about malignant hyperthermia. And on this page are the latest cutting edge, peer-reviewed journal type official articles talking about what the latest thought is and research on malignant hyperthermia. So this is just one of the very useful things that they do. They have patient information packets that are available for purchase. Professional, doctor, anesthesiologist, whatever, information packets, and I picked up one of each and took it apart, and after this video, in the still pictures, there's a whole bunch of pictures of it. Hey again guys, little supply mishap, nothing minor, back, and still talking about MHAUS, the Malignant Hyperthermia Association of the United States. The other thing that these guys do, as well as all this great literature and kind of corralling a lot of the information around MH, is that they run a hotline. It's available nationally. You can call, professionals can call during a malignant hyperthermia crisis to get information on what to do, to share the information they have with MHAUS and vice versa. This hotline, I believe, saved Dan's life. They were on the doctors where he was were on the phone with MHAUS several times, checking in a few times a day, as well as the initial call. And I think that that MHAUS helped with some decisions that needed to be made, and like I said, just general information. Malignant hyperthermia, I've mentioned before, is very rare. doctors told me that you could go an entire career and never see it. And a lot of the doctors where we were very unfamiliar with it. So this resource is huge. If you go through your entire career and you've never seen a condition and that condition pops up, it's great to have somewhere to call and get information. I've called the hotline with questions that I have, particularly back in the beginning. So, you know, patients, caregivers, family of patients and caregivers, you know, anybody can call this hotline. What you're going to get usually is a doctor, an anesthesiologist, a nurse, anesthetist in some cases, and the professionals that man the hotline take turns, and they're in locations across the country, I guess being remote or doing that. But like I said, there is no doubt in my mind that the MHAUS hotline saved Dan's life. Maybe a couple times, you could argue. So I wanted to call your attention to them. Through the rest of the year, we're going to be doing some fundraising for those guys, because what the work that they do is expensive, like anything else. So I will check out down in the comments. I put a link to MHAUS to take a look at it. Look at the next several still pictures after this video are more like of the printed information that's available, just to give you guys an idea of, you know, kind of what's out there. If you have any questions at all about malignant hyperthermia, what Dan's doing or whatever, we're going to do another video today and update you on some of Dan's, you know, ongoing stuff and some fun stuff that we've been involved in. So thanks very much for listening to all this. Don't hesitate to ask a question, and I'll see you guys next time. I will not be alone next time, I promise. All right? Talk to everybody soon.